but really just introducing, small things like just planning and communicating and preparation. And it really focuses on self-improvement before you can improve relationships. So it's really, build a relationship with yourself and then go build better relationships with the people you live with and work with. Whole new discipline. Right. And for me, it was a whole new discipline of putting that as a priority. I'd never done that before. So it's like retraining your brain.
Yeah. And that in itself could be a challenge, right? I mean,
yeah.
And then you have you have a family, and with that family, then you have those influences right around you, right? Mm-hmm. And that can be a challenge in itself.
Yeah, and not everybody wants to eat mom's healthy recipes, right?
Sure.
Another one of mom's healthy recipes.
No, we went to pizza and the breadsticks and all the the things that go with that, not the healthy stuff.
Yeah.
So you touched on these 7 healthy habits and bringing it into your workplace. You're in the manufacturing industry as far as the industry you're serving and your employer, but you are on the human resource side of things, correct?
Correct, yes.
And that's where you've built your career.
Yes. So this is my 20th year in human resources.
Congratulations. That's a nice round number.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And you're able to introduce these habits to a team and teach them on that. Be a management team.
Yeah. So we are one of 6 companies under a holding company.
Okay.
So what was really awesome is I shared this idea with our board of directors, and they were so open, and they're like, let's do it. We had the opportunity to bring leaders from all 6 companies through multiple groups and small courses and introduce it, company-wide.
Wonderful.
So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And the feedback you get from the team?
Yeah, so it's really helping build a common leadership language, right? So when we started at the executive level, it's like if we can't do it from the top, right, we got to start there. We got to start there and build the stability. So we were fortunate enough to be able to have a consultant from Franklin Covey come in and lead some of those classes. Oh, and then the last 2 I have done solely, working down to the supervisory level or, engineering those strong individual contributor levels as well. But really just introducing, small things like just planning and communicating and preparation. And it really focuses on self-improvement before you can improve relationships. So it's really, build a relationship with yourself and then go build better relationships with the people you live with and work with.
Love it. I know myself, I'm working on me, right? I have to work on me before I can work on anything and help those around me. So I could really appreciate that and understand where you're going with that and how you're making that work for you, but then helping others make that work for them. You talked about 20 years. That's a long time. So, but you went from 0 to 20. What influenced your career journey? What got you started? Right?
Yeah, and I have thought about this, and it's just crazy, honestly, to me, how I got here. If you would have said to 16-year-old Ashley that at, in your mid-30s, you would be a VP of HR, I would not have believed you. I wouldn't have. I had great influences. So I didn't grow up in a family that was very college bound, right?
Okay.
I grew up very blue collar. My parents worked in manufacturing. Actually, putting myself through college, I worked at the same hot dog factory and was hired by the same HR lady that hired my mom 18 years before. Oh, so I had the opportunity through high school, and I think back about it. High school and my first couple of jobs, people saw things in me that I didn't see in myself. And I was like, I can't thank those people enough, right? And so I try to do that now, and I have the opportunity to be in a career that lets me do that. But it's, there was times where I was working 3 jobs, going to school full time, and trying to just figure it out. So I made a lot of mistakes and learned a lot of lessons because my path was never straightforward. I was taking all the dirt roads. Like, I made it a little bit harder than it really had to be, right? But luckily they all kind of like circle around to each other.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what really happened is, surprise, hey, you're going to have a baby at 20. And so then I'm like, I have to be somebody for this human, right? Like, I want to be a mom that my son can be proud of, build a life that's maybe a little bit easier pathways for him than how it worked out for me. So I walked into this. So I decided to change colleges. Okay. So I went from community college to a university because I could take all my classes at night. I could parent, I could work, and go to school. And that's what I did for 4 years. And I walked into this temp agency looking with my baby, because I was a single mom. I ended up being a single mom at 20. So I walk in with this baby carrier, and I'm looking for a job that's in the same town as the university. And this lady looks at me, and she says, "Well, how do you feel about working here?" And I didn't even know what that meant, right? So I got the job in the staffing agency, and that's where my love for HR came from. So
really?
I started interviewing, working with companies to do their job placements, helping with job descriptions, managing, people on site at other companies, learning about payroll. And I was like, oh, I like this. So for the third and final time, I changed my college major, and here's 20 years later.
Wow. So, you said that 16-year-old Ashley, you would have dreamt you'd be VP in HR and doing these things. What did you think what path did you think you were going to be taking?
I knew I didn't want to just work in a factory my whole life, which I do, just in a different capacity, because I do love the idea of how things work and how the world turns, right? And it takes manufacturing to do that. I just wanted to be something. I know that sounds...
Something more.
More
responsibility, those type of things. You didn't want to just package hot dogs. You would, whatever role you might have been, you wanted to, more challenges.
Yeah. And so I wanted to explore what my full capabilities were. Okay. And at times I thought I had maxed those out. And then, I had people who pushed me and put me in roles that forced me to grow and learn, right? Because failure is never an option, right? I mean, we don't fail, we learn, right? Right? So it is, how do I figure out if someone trusts me to do this, I cannot let them down. And we're gonna figure it out. And if you're telling me that this is my job, I'm gonna give you everything I got. There's no sense in doing things halfway. So
yeah. Would you think?
And I think that has propelled me a little bit into more opportunities to grow.
Yeah. And so do you think that's what is, I guess, motivated you and keeps you motivated?
Yeah, I would say so. I am naturally a motivated person. I always want to, like, okay, if I got here, what's next? What's next? What's next? Right? I'm always setting that next stepping stone, and figuring out how to just keep going. So yeah, it's that fire. I have a little bit of fire that's like, I know I can do it, and I'm going to figure it out.
So as a single mother, 20 years old, you happen to walk in the staffing agency. They ask you if you're interested in working for them. At that point, you realize, hey, I kind of like doing this thing. And that led you on a path of changing your education to be focused on HR. Now, I know personally that you are driven to continue on. So you did your 4 years.
I did.
And that wasn't enough.
No. So then I decided to take on another year and got my Master's of Science in Leadership because I loved being able to help people grow and influence them to be their best versions of themselves. So that really tugged on me. So after that, I actually started teaching undergraduate courses at the university.
Nice.
So then I decided, well, I need to keep going again. So in order to expand what I could teach, I went and got my MBA as well.
Hi, I'm Mark Thomas, founder and CEO of Current Tech Solutions and Cyber Guardians. We know business owners like you want to focus on growing your company, not worrying about IT problems or security threats. That's where we come in. Our team uses AI to protect your business from cyber risks and keep everything running smoothly. If you're ready for peace of mind and a stronger future, reach out to us today. Let's secure and elevate your business together.